My pellet stove wasn't working, and I was trying to figure out why, and I finally figured it out. So I'm gonna tell you what happened on mine, and maybe if yours is doing the same thing, maybe you can fix yours. My problem is the feeder wasn't dropping the pellets. I have the Heatilator PS35. So I looked in the troubleshooting guide, and it says symptom. Feed system fails to start. Out of fuel. No, it's not out of fuel. Snap disc number 2 may be defected or tripped. So I checked that. The snap disc number 2, it's right there. It's back there on the hopper. What that one does is if it gets too hot and there's a fire in the hopper, it's going to shut your pellet stove down. So that was snap disc number 2. So then it was talking about the vacuum switch, and so that's the vacuum switch. You see how it has the tube going there? If it's not making a vacuum, then that switch won't turn on. So how I figured that out is I did something a little bit dangerous, and I'm not really suggesting that you do this at home, but this is how I figured out that it was the vacuum switch. I just bypassed it. I have these guys right here. See this little guy right here? Because on the vacuum switch there, if I just take this wire and this wire, I take them off and I hook them together, that bypasses the vacuum switch. So once I bypassed the vacuum switch, then I saw that this little thing right here, see that? Once that little thing starts spinning, hang on, it's hard for me to get it. That right there. Once that little thing starts spinning, then you know that the current is flowing to the auger feed motor, and it's not an electrical problem. Now, if this little thing right here is spinning and there's still no pellets dropping, then what I've done before is I've taken the whole motor out and I've checked and make sure that there's not an obstruction. But before you take your whole motor out, what you could do is you just take this right here and you open your door and you shove it up in there, and then you can get the obstruction out like that, okay? But how I figured out that it was the vacuum switch is, like I said, when I bypassed it, okay? Because I didn't know if it was the vacuum switch or the snap disc, but I also bypassed that snap disc, okay? But that wasn't the problem, because when I hooked the snap disc back in, everything was working. But then when I hooked in the vacuum switch, I thought, oh, there's my problem, okay? That was my problem, was the vacuum switch. Now, it's not a faulty vacuum switch, because it says, where did it go? It says, I'm looking for it right now. Maybe you'll see it before I see it. It says, okay, check vacuum. Let's read it here. It says, check vacuum switch is plugged in. Yes. Check vacuum hose is in good condition, clear and connected at both ends. Yes. Check thermocouple is in good condition and plugged properly. Make sure venting system is clean. High winds blowing into venting system can pressurize the firebox, causing loss of vacuum. Replace vacuum switch. Empty hopper of fuel. Use a wet-dry vacuum cleaner to remove remaining fuel from hopper, including feed tube. Check feed tube chute for obstructions. Remove feed and assembly check for instructions. Check that the set screw is checked connections. Where did it say? It must have said somewhere else, because anyway, what the problem was is it was filthy. I clean my pellet stove every year, like at least twice a year, but this time, I don't know, maybe I forgot, or maybe we burned more fuel last year, but what I did is I just took everything and I took the vacuum and then I took the cap off and I run the brush up there and I run the brush from down in the chimney, and it was just more soot and ash than I ever had cleaned out of there before. So anyway, once I got it all cleaned and got it put back together, it's working. So the moral of the story is just do the easy stuff first and then start replacing all the components. Because before, it was kind of stupid because before I cleaned it, I ordered a whole new control box, which that's like $200+, and so now I have 2 control boxes that work. When what I should have done is just do the easy stuff first, just clean out the vent, the flue, and then just troubleshoot from there. But anyway, if you have a pellet stove, good luck with it. They're kind of finicky. I've had this one for 10+ years and I love it, but you really have to do a lot of maintenance and you just have to baby it and you have to get to know it. I can't get a service technician out here because they say we live too far out, so it's like I'm on my own here. So anyway, just don't get discouraged with your pellet stove. Just keep messing around with it and just do little things and hopefully you can get yours fixed up. All right, thank you.